today we're gonna play
Minecraft and we'll decorate its enclosure with some ice and also a bunch of snow. Come on. We don't really have time to be searching for another screaming goat, so luckily in my rarest
And we're watching Minecraft too.
we bred up a bunch of screaming goats. So it's kind of cheating, but I'm gonna steal one of these goats instead. No, don't all escape. Oh my god. I guess you two are free now. That is the screaming goat captured. So next up, we've got the spider mobs, the invisible spider and the spider jockey. My plan to get these is to wait until night.
Okay, we only have 2 days so far.
In this giant flat area. Hopefully we get very lucky. All right, the mobs are starting to spawn. Let's hope one of these spiders is a rare one. I think to get more to spawn, we'll just start killing off the normal ones. Ooh, there's even some on top of the chest. Wait, that's an invis spider. Okay, I didn't really plan to find one this fast. Now I need a name tag for this guy. Please don't despawn. I'll be back in a second. All right, I've got the name tags. Please let it still be there. And it's gone. Oh. If I keep flying away, it should force more mobs to spawn. Wait, what? A zombie chicken jockey? Yes, that's a spider jockey. I'm gonna name tag him. All right, quickly before his hat breaks, fly up. He shouldn't despawn. Oh my god, you needed to name tag the spider as well. At this point, these rare spider mobs were really starting to annoy me. But then I remembered the bet I made with my friends, so I decided to push on and get a lot more name tags as well as building a portal. Yes! Another one. All right, follow me. Come on. Come through the portal, please. Here's where I realized spider jockeys can't go through portals. So I was forced to come up with a new plan. Okay, we're going to have to get our spider jockeys here and then just send them up the minecart into their cells. So let's just wait for it to go night. And now let's focus on getting the spider jockey first. We'll just fly around, and if we don't
So far we're trying to get
we'll just fly back
wood
up in the air and make all the mobs despawn. Then we'll come down again and just keep checking. It's not a spider jockey, but that's something. At least we get a wandering trader and its llama. All right, now we need to separate them. So you go in that boat and you go in this boat. Nice. Now this should send him to his cell. Goodbye. Yes, he's in. Now we'll do the same thing for the llama. And that marks all the rare mobs being captured, with the very rare and ultra rare mobs left to collect. We're running out of time. How is there a baby chicken jockey but not a spider jockey? Yes, we got one. Okay, if we just get him to follow me. Follow me, spider jockey. We don't have much time. It's gonna turn day. Please go in. No, don't you dare. All right, I think I finally learnt my lesson. This guy is our best chance of doing this. He's name tagged. He's captured. Let's go. Please work. Yes, he's not suffocating. No. Okay, I'm just leaving him in the minecart. I don't want to bother. Yes, the spider jockey is finally captured. However, my happiness didn't last long, because soon after, ChatGPT told me that the invisible spider is significantly rarer than the spider jockey. So let's try not to think about that and just hope we get very lucky. Please give us an invisible spider. Not only do these guys have a significantly lower chance than 1%, they're also really hard to see, so you never know when one spawns. What the hell? There's a full diamond skeleton. Yeah, we need this guy. So I'm just gonna put a name tag on him, and then we'll try and just leave him alone. I don't even know how rare that guy is. 0.04% chance. I actually can't believe that happened. This is the perfect video for that to happen. Let's just try and get him in a boat quickly. Ow, he hurts so much. All right, it's going day and he's got a diamond helmet, so he shouldn't burn in the sun for about 6 minutes. In that time, we need to get him through the portal and captured in a cell. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, he went through. All right, here it is. Here it is. Yes, he's in the boat. And because he wasn't on our list, he can stay there until we do the ultra rare mobs. But if we can get a full diamond skeleton, then surely we can get an invisible spider. Oh my god, it's there. All we need to do, name tag it. All right, come on, invisible spider, get in this boat. Can spiders get in boats? What about minecarts? Let's go. Go, 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 go. Let's go. And that is the invisible spider trapped. Yeah, getting the spiders took a lot longer than I thought, meaning we're now behind schedule and in danger of losing our bet. So we really need to make up time with the next couple of mobs. Speaking of which, for our next rare mob, we need a lot of pumpkins and also a lot of snow. Because we're trying to get a snow golem that's made by an enderman. And the best place to go for this is probably the end dimension. So if we come out here and we fly really far away from these builds, then we should be able to build a platform and get the maximum spawns of endermen. And now let's use our snow to completely cover this area, and it has to be 2 deep all the way around. Now we need 2 platforms on either side, just made out of dirt. And now, importantly, we need to place our pumpkins on here so the enderman can pick them up. Oh no, these were meant to be carved pumpkins. Now we need to spread these pumpkins out in a way where it's really easy for the enderman to grab them. So they should be able to grab them from 3 sides if I place them like this. So if you haven't guessed, the plan is for an enderman to pick up one of these, place it on one of these, and create a snow golem. I have no idea how long this is going to take, but let's remove the torches and find out. There's some. They've got pumpkins. What are they going to do with it though? Alright, more respawning. Come on, maybe this won't take as long as I was expecting. Why did they place a pumpkin on top of another pumpkin? Wait, what? Yes! They did it! But there is a big problem with bringing it back. You see, snow golems absolutely hate hot places. So if I were to place one down in a desert, he would immediately die. So if I were to send him through this end portal, he would go to my spawn, which is, you guessed it, a desert. I came up with a little bit of a workaround. We're gonna build him an enclosure that is identical to the one in the Averworld. So the real rare snow golem can stay here safe and sound in the end. Then in our real rare mob collection, we can just represent him with a standard snow golem. Next up, it's time for a rare panda, but not the one you'd expect. We're looking for a snotty-nosed panda, and to get it, we need to find a jungle biome. This panda especially is the second rarest after the brown panda. Ooh! A jungle biome. Alright, so we're basically looking for any panda, because once we get 2 of them, we can breed them and have a very small chance of getting the snotty panda. Yes! Oh my god! It's the snotty panda! Let's go! Well, we'll name him Gamers, because Gamers has got a video coming out soon, finally. It's going to be very epic. The first panda we see, and it's one of these. So I made a nether portal, connected it to the nether roof, and transported the snotty panda all the way back to our enclosure. And whilst I was doing so, I realised just how much rarer the brown panda actually is. But luckily, we don't need to worry about that for now, because we're 9 hours into our 24-hour bet. And it's finally time to collect the thunderstorm mobs. So we need to find our channeling trident. The only problem is I can never remember where I put it. I really hope it's on the rare item wall, and it's not there. Alright, it's not my channeling trident, but we can enchant it. Yes! Perfect. And now we can just wait for a thunderstorm. And because I agreed with my friends that I'm only counting time, I'm actively playing the game, meaning AFK time does not count. So this should be easy. However, whilst I was waiting, I decided to look back at my footage of when I was looking for the pink sheep, and what I saw made me feel sick. Oh my god. It's actually a pink sheep. It was definitely a pink sheep, and I had flown right past it. A 0.164% chance completely wasted. And the fact that I missed it might even make me lose my bet. Yeah, it was safe to say I felt pretty devastated. But we'd have to deal with it later as a thunderstorm had just hit. Alright, we've got 4 mobs we need to collect, and going in order of rarity, the first one is the supercharged creeper. So we've got a trident, then we just go... Alright, and we'll name tag it quickly, run away. Yes, we'll capture that guy later.
No,
because we
just
need to find
oh my god. What just hit me?
a skeleton horse.
Okay, that was weird.
If we get struck by lightning, with all these horses, there's got to be a skeleton horse around here. I literally can't find the skeleton horse, and we need it to get 2 of the remaining thunderstorm mobs. So instead, let's head to a mushroom island and get a brown mushroom. Pretty sure there's a portal over here.
My food's getting ready.
Oh, but there's no thunderstorm happening here. I really don't want to wait for another one. So instead, let's grab a couple of them and bring them back to our base. And whilst we're waiting for another thunderstorm, let's progress into the very rare mobs. These are the rarest mobs in the entire game, meaning they're going to take way longer than all of these other mobs. And first up, we've got the swamp and jungle villagers. These guys don't spawn naturally, and so to get get them, we need to breed villagers in the swamp biome and the jungle biome. To do this, we're gonna need a bunch of carrots and also a bunch of beds. And now for the hardest part, transporting the villagers to the biomes. Okay, so there's a swamp biome here. There used to be a village here before I blew it up. That's quite annoying. We need 2 survivors. We've got 1. Surely there's 1 more villager around here. No, there's not. What about the rich village I built in this video? Is there any... Yes, there's villagers here. All right, get in this boat. Yes, we've got one in the boat. I was going to transport the villagers in boats and maybe some minecarts, but I think I've got an idea for a faster way. We grab some obsidian, then we can make a portal here in the village and a portal over here in the swamp. Now we can grab some of these villagers and just bring them into the portal. And now, please, Mr. Villager, can you just hop into this portal? And now just get in the hole. Yes! Now let's do the same for the second villager. Yoink. Nice! Alright, now we need to place down 3 beds. So there's 1 for the baby villager. And now if we feed them some carrots, I think they should... Yes! Yes, come on! Swamp villager, please! Let's go! They look so much cooler. You're coming with me. Where do you think you're going? Get in the minecart. Come on. Yes! And I didn't finish the track. Oh my god. Oh, that was close. And he literally got stuck down there anyway. We need to make sure we leave room for the rest of the thunderstorm mobs because this guy is actually the 3rd ultra rare mob. But this enclosure's not done yet because we still need to get the jungle villager. This one's just as rare and we'll have to get it in the same way we got the swamp villager. Yes! Let's go! So that's the jungle villager added. Also, this point is where I realized we've used 11 out of the 24 hours. And we've made some good progress, but we've still got 9 of the hardest to get mobs left. And in an attempt to save some time, I'm going to try and get the 2 rarest breeding mobs at the same time. The brown panda, which has a 1 in 256 chance, and the blue axolotl, which has a 1 in 1,200 chance. Anyways, the first thing we need is 2 pandas that we can start breeding. Can't see any pandas, but what I can see is a lush cave. So there might be some axolotls down here that we can start breeding with. Yes, perfect. Yoink. Okay, now it's time to find the pandas. Yes,
Ooh, almost done,
finally,
almost done,
a
almost
panda. All right, follow me, little guy. Now we want to breed both pandas and axolotls at the same time. So we need to do it in a warm ocean biome so we can get lots of tropical fish. But this warm ocean biome is quite small and we're going to need to breed the axolotls thousands of times. So let's make a massive tropical fish farm. Okay, so this is where we're building the farm and this is all a warm ocean.
So that's the end of the video. Bye.
So now we've got to build this square up to y equals 125.